Today's tip is on editing, and I am taking this directly out of my Visibility Through Videos video training manual. What it says is when you are first starting to make your own videos, it's easiest to make simple edits on your smartphone. After filming, you can edit off the beginning and the end. This will clean it up, make it look more professional, and viewers won't see you turning on and off the camera. So here's what it says. Learning how to do simple edits will be a valuable skill to have. Beginners can use the following tips to make editing easier. So start your video. Tip number one, start your video and stand in place for 5 seconds before you start speaking. So you go ahead and turn on your video camera, get into place, and then pause for 5 seconds before you start talking. Now it says after you are done speaking, pause for another 5 seconds. So like that, and then stop the recording. This will take practice, but once it becomes habit, it will make editing on your smartphone and computer so much easier. The reason is it gives you a little bit of time to cut the ends off when you go into the editing process, which I'm going to share with you in just a minute. Tip number two says always make, this is a super important tip, always make a duplicate copy of your original video on your phone before you start editing. If you mess up the editing, you will have a backup. This is a tip you'll be glad you learned. This is something I've learned the hard way. Basically, if you're on a smartphone, you're just going to finish your video, save it, and then in your camera roll, go in and make a duplicate copy. You can find it right there in the menu, make a duplicate copy. Now you're ready to edit. Now you'll have two videos, and it doesn't really matter which one you edit. After you've edited it, you know it's good, you know it's how you want it, then you can erase the other copy of the video. On a smartphone, once you hit the movie and you're going to edit it, it says edit, and there are 3 little dots down at the bottom of the phone. Now it depends on when you're watching this video, but as of this video being made, there are 3 little dots down in the menu, and if you click on those, it'll bring up iMovie. If you don't have iMovie on your iPhone, you can go ahead and get that in the App Store on your phone. It's free, and then you can come back and use iMovie. It makes editing a little bit easier. You don't have to have it, and if you don't have it, don't worry about it. You can go ahead and edit anyway. Once you hit the edit button, it'll bring up your movie, and it'll put some little yellow frame around it. Then what you do is you move the frame on one end to where you want it to be. You just use your finger and slide it over. Get rid of the beginning where you're not talking, and then stop it right before you start talking, and then you can do it again at the end. There's a yellow frame. You're just going to slide it over until you get it right where you want. Then you can hit play and watch it go through and see if it's what you want. If it's not, then go ahead and pause it and do it again. Now if you're in iMovie, whatever you do, don't hit done until you're actually done. Otherwise it will render it finished. So you don't want to save it or anything until you have the edits just right on both ends. Once you know it's working, play it to make sure it starts and stops where you want. After you're done, then you can save it and you're finished. That's how easy it is. Have fun. Editing, it just cleans up your videos, takes the fronts and backs off, and then you put them up and people see you come right in with what you want to share, and when you're done, it's over. And that is my tip on editing.